Welcome back, football fans. The name Messi is back on the score sheet, but this time it's 12-year-old Thiago Messi stealing the spotlight. With jaw-dropping goals, smooth dribbles, and his father's fire in his veins, the world is asking, is the next football icon already here? We're diving into the rise of Thiago Messi, the sensational 12-year-old who's already making waves around the world. Training under the lights of Inter Miami, scoring hat-tricks like it's second nature, and stealing hearts with every touch. Thiago is showing the world that greatness might just run in the family. But this isn't just a copy of Leo's story. It's a new chapter filled with pressure, potential, and the raw drive of a young boy determined to create his own name and maybe his own era. Stay with us as we dive into the journey of Thiago Messi, a story of destiny, determination, and the rise of football's next possible icon. Every legend starts somewhere, and Lionel Messi's journey from the streets of Rosario to global icon was nothing short of extraordinary. Born in 1987 in a modest neighborhood, Leo faced his first great challenge at just 10 years old, a diagnosis of growth hormone deficiency. Most children might have been broken by it, but not Messi. Backed by the unwavering love of his family and the early support of Newell's Old Boys, his dream remained alive. That dream found its wings when FC Barcelona's La Masia Academy took a leap of faith, bringing him to Spain and covering his medical treatments. From there, the world would witness history. Over 2 decades, Messi would redefine greatness, winning 8 Ballon d'Ors, leading Argentina to their long-awaited World Cup victory in 2022, and shattering records most believed untouchable. In the eyes of millions, he became the undisputed GOAT, the greatest of all time. Now, a new Messi is stepping into the light. Thiago Messi, just 12 years old, now wears the legendary No 10 for Inter Miami's U13 team. And with that number comes more than just expectations. It carries legacy, pressure, and eyes from every corner of the football world. Being Lionel's son means living under a global magnifying glass, facing instant comparisons and unrelenting attention. But Thiago's story doesn't start on a stadium stage. It begins quietly within the foundation of family. Lionella and his wife Antonella have gone to great lengths to protect their children from the spotlight, shielding them from paparazzi, limiting media exposure, and prioritizing a childhood filled with joy, not fame. Yet when Messi made his iconic move to Inter Miami in 2023, the dynamics shifted. A new chapter began. Thiago joined the academy, slipping on the same number his father made legendary. But what does it truly mean to be Messi's son? For Thiago, it's not just a birthright, it's a proving ground. Every touch of the ball is watched, every move compared. But from the start, there is something different. This isn't mimicry, it's emergence. He moves with instinct, glides past defenders with poise, and strikes with confidence. He's not echoing a shadow, he's building something new. The legacy he carries is heavy, but it's also powerful. Just as Lionel once transformed from a small, silent boy into a global giant, Thiago now begins his own ascent, not through inheritance, but through hunger, work, and love for the game. Stay tuned, because understanding the making of Thiago Messi means watching a new story unfold, one that could echo through generations. From the moment he could walk, Thiago Messi carried something more than a surname, he carried a spark. Born in 2012 to Lionel Messi and Antonella Roccuzzo in the heart of Barcelona, Thiago was surrounded by greatness long before he could even comprehend it. The air in the Messi household wasn't filled with fame, it was filled with football. Conversations around the dinner table weren't about celebrity life, but about positioning, precision, and playmaking. And somewhere in the middle of it all was a small leather ball, always close by, always calling. Family videos and early glimpses revealed a toddler with a remarkable sense of balance and awareness. Friends close to the Messis often say he didn't just play football, he studied it. His early footwork wasn't chaotic, it was calculated. Even before turning 10, his movements had intention. He was described not as a wild dribbler, but as a mastermind in the making, an organizer, a thinker. He didn't just chase goals, he built games. When the Messi family relocated to Miami in 20 2023, Thiago quietly began training with Inter Miami's youth academy. His sessions on small training pitches drew quiet stares, not because of his last name, but because of his poise. Coaches were struck by his calm under pressure. At just 11, he didn't shout, didn't demand the spotlight, he orchestrated. His style didn't mimic Leo's zigzag runs or thunderous left foot, but there were glimpses, a clever flick, a no-look pass, a perfectly timed tackle. The echoes were there, but so was individuality. Growing up under the global microscope is no small task, but Antonelli and Lionel have fiercely protected their son's right to a normal life. No bodyguards at school drop-offs, no paparazzi-fueled shopping sprees, just a boy who plays soccer, laughs with friends, eats dinner with his family, and occasionally shows flashes of brilliance that spark quiet awe. Teachers describe him as polite, quiet, and focused. Teammates call him kind and competitive. The Messi home may house a legend, but inside its walls, childhood comes first. And yet, in the outside world, the whispers are impossible to avoid. Is he really that Messi's son? Thiago never answers directly. He doesn't have to. He lets his touch, vision, and discipline do the talking. Each time he steps onto the pitch, he answers with footwork instead of fanfare. By age 12, Thiago had already participated in several youth tournaments. Observers didn't leave with headlines, they left with impressions. There's something there, they'd say. His performances weren't showy but thoughtful. A perfect one-touch pass. Clever dummy. A calm finish. Now, as he officially steps into the U13 ranks, the stakes rise. But the question isn't whether he'll live up to his father's legacy. The real question is more exciting. Will Thiago Messi create a legacy of his own? Will he mirror greatness or redefine it entirely? Time and the pitch will tell. When Lionel Messi signed with Inter Miami in 2023, the move shook the footballing landscape. But perhaps the most transformative shift happened behind the scenes. Thiago, at just 11 years old, joined the academy's U12 ranks, stepping into the same club that his father had just enlivened. The symbolism was unmissable, both father and son carrying the new 10, carrying legacy and new hope. Thiago's debut season with Inter Miami's academy saw him train under an emerging pipeline of elite talent. The club's U13 team, part of the MLS Next structure, would go on to win the prestigious Dreams Cup, and Thiago was central to that success. In one celebratory video, Lionel Messi watches from the sideline as Thiago lifts the trophy, then embraces his son in a moment of pure pride. Then came MIC Football 2025, a stage Lionel himself conquered in 2003. This year's U13 competition in the Dominican Republic offered Thiago a chance to show the world's watching. With 11 goals in a stunning 12-0 victory, he exploded onto the global radar. That dominant display wasn't just about finishes. It was movement, control, and maturity. Social platforms flooded with clips of his soft touch and poise under pressure. Coaches described Thiago's influence as mesmerizing, able to shift tempo and orchestrate his team's game while scoring a brace of highlight reel goals. One goalkeeper described Thiago's composure. He seems like he's played this game for years. Playing alongside Benjamin Suarez, son of Luis Ustari, son of Oscar Ustari, Thiago is at the center of a youth renaissance. And it's more than genetic coincidence. Inter Miami's training ethos emphasizes technical ball work, recovery, and psychological support. Thiago reportedly spends extra hours after practice focusing on footwork drills, mirroring the grind his father endured at La Masia. The move from Argentina's Rosario roots to Barcelona's La Masia, then Miami's Sunshine, wasn't just soccer, it's community. Portuguese-speaking coaches noticed the boy's humility. Spanish-speaking teammates saw his cooperative spirit. In interviews, they emphasize how he listens, learns, and laughs. Rare traits in a child facing the Messi blueprint every day. Every match, the stadium buzz builds, social clips hit 50,000 plus likes and tens of thousands of comments cheering Little Messi, but also Mastermind Messi. With pressure rises potential. With each touch, Thiago seems to reply, "I'll show you who I can be." Still, The path ahead is labyrinthine. Youth success rarely guarantees pro stardom. But under Miami's infrastructure, sports science, elite mentors, and Lionel's distant but present guidance, Thiago gets the best of two worlds, legacy and freedom. For now, he's carving out small moments, a cheeky nutmeg, a composed pass, a run that opens space. Days that feel like ordinary miracles. These early academy chapters reveal more than highlight reels. They expose heart, discipline, and a hunger to. For a boy building beside his father's shadow, those are the true building blocks of greatness. And as Inter Miami U13 advances toward more trophies, we watch not just a Messi echoing greatness, but a young player beginning to define his own symphony. In April 2025, all eyes turn to Spain for the prestigious MIC football tournament, a global proving ground for the football stars of tomorrow. For years, it's been the launchpad for legends, a place where raw talent becomes undeniable. And now, 2 decades after a young Lionel Messi first stunned scouts here in 2003 with a dazzling hat-trick for Barcelona's U12 side, another Messi stepped into the spotlight. This time, it was Thiago Messi, and he delivered a performance that sent shockwaves across the footballing world. In a jaw-dropping display of technical brilliance and unshakable composure, Thiago netted 11 goals in a single match, leading Inter Miami's U13 team to a staggering 12-0 victory. It wasn't just a scoring spree, it was a coming-out party. Videos of his performance instantly went viral. One clip, captured by beIN Sports, showed him weaving through defenders, controlling the tempo with astonishing maturity, and celebrating with quiet confidence. The internet erupted. "Is this Leo reborn?" one headline asked. Others went further. The future of football just announced itself. Fans didn't see a kid riding his father's name. They saw a prodigy writing his own. But what impressed the coaches most wasn't just the goals. It was the way Thiago read the game, anticipating defensive shifts, threading perfect through balls, and always being one step ahead of his opponents. He wasn't just reacting, he was conducting the match. Like a seasoned midfielder trapped in a 12-year-old's body. Among the thousands watching was Lionel Messi himself, sitting quietly in the stands, father first, icon second. Cameras caught a tender moment after one of Thiago's goals, Leo leaning forward, gently placing his hands on his son's cheeks. No words, just pride. For Messi, who had carried the world on his shoulders, it was a moment of deep emotion. For Thiago, it was validation, not of being Messi's son, but of belonging on that field. Football experts chimed in almost instantly. A youth coach called it the debut of the decade. Fans flooded the comment sections. He's not Lionel too, he's Thiago. And in that massive spotlight, Thiago didn't flinch, he thrived. Still, his coaches urged perspective. "He's brilliant," one said, "but still learning. He misses passes, he gets nervous, and that's okay." Even his teammates describe him not as a superstar, but as humble, hard-working, and laser-focused on improvement. As MIC Football 2025 wrapped, the buzz was undeniable. But for Thiago, this wasn't about hype. It was about proving to himself and the world that the Messi legacy isn't a burden, it's a spark. And this was only the ignition. They say talent is 20% gift and 80% work. But when your last name is Messi, expectations turn that equation into something even more complicated. For Thiago Messi, both sides of that formula are unmistakably present. Yes, he was born with the genetic blessings of football's greatest. But what's becoming increasingly clear is that his path isn't paved with privilege, it's paved with persistence. From the very beginning, Thiago's early footwork hinted at something special. The control, the instinct, the quick reactions, traits that didn't feel taught but innate. But raw potential is just the seed. Growth? That comes from grinding every single day. Recent behind-the-scenes footage from Inter Miami's training grounds reveals a kid who is as disciplined as he is talented. His daily routine is intense. Technical drills at dawn, short recovery breaks, and then back at it with finishing work or small-sided tactical games in the evenings. Even when the scheduled training ends, Thiago often asks to stay behind, running cone drills, practicing one-Dutch finishes, or isolating his weaker foot for improvement. One academy coach put it simply: he trains like he's chasing someone, maybe a shadow, maybe a dream. And Lionel, he's present, but not overbearing. Messi doesn't bark orders or dominate the sidelines. Instead, he stays just close enough to offer a quiet word after a session, a subtle nod from the stands, or an arm around the shoulder when needed. The fatherly support is real, but so is the restraint. Lionel wants Thiago to become his own player, not a copy, but the work goes beyond the pitch. Inter Miami's youth program includes sports psychologists who help young players build emotional intelligence. Thiago participates in regular sessions focused on resilience, learning how to navigate pressure, failure, and the weight of his last name. These moments are as vital as his goals. They're shaping the mindset of a future professional. Still, life at home is refreshingly normal. There's no social media frenzy, no curated highlight reels. Antonella makes sure weekends involve family beach trips, game nights, and time spent with friends in the neighborhood. Laughter, climbing trees, riding bikes. It's a childhood, not a spotlight. Some observers worry, can anyone live up to that legacy? Can genes inspire but also crush? But Thiago's coaches see something rare, a kid in love with the game, not the fame. As one put it, he doesn't chase attention, he chases the ball. Gifted genes might open doors, but it's that relentless, quiet work that keeps them open. Thiago Messi isn't building a career on a name. He's building it one pass, one sprint, one early morning at a time. He's not just Messi's son, he's his own story and is only just getting started. Thiago Messi isn't the only star on a family crest. Across Inter Miami's academy and youth systems worldwide, he stands shoulder to shoulder with sons of football royalty. Think Benjamin Suarez, Luis Suarez's son, and Batista Ustari, son of Argentina goalkeeper Oscar Ustari. All pushing boundaries together, their shared heritage creates a rare league of pedigree and promise. This isn't nepotism, it's a unique ecosystem of motivated young athletes determined to define themselves. On the field, they compete fiercely. Finesse versus technique, precision versus power. Off the field, they forge friendships rooted in shared experiences. One Inter Miami coach noted, they understand the pressure, they lift one another up. It's resilience forged collectively. That bond is vital. It reminds Thiago he's not alone inside his father's massive shadow. He's part of a generation of second-generation players facing similar expectations. None of them copying, all of them carving their own paths. Together they challenge the notion that heritage dictates destiny. Across locker rooms and training drills, there's camaraderie rooted in shared sweat and ambition. When one scores, they celebrate the collective victory. When one falls, the others help him rise. And that unity might just give Thiago and his peers the mental edge over solo-born stars. In this generation, pedigree opens the door, but unity transforms it. As these young names continue to shine, they're not just heirs, they're the architects of a future where legacy meets innovation and spotlight meets solidarity. Thiago Messi's journey has only just begun, and what a story it's already becoming. At just 12 years old, he's not only scored viral goals and wowed at MIC Football 2025, but he's also done something far more difficult. Embrace the weight of the Messi legacy with humility, focus, and grace. But this isn't just the story of being the son of the greater, it's the story of becoming someone entirely new. Lies the beauty, the quiet confidence, the grounded support, the fire in his eyes. His journey doesn't ride on viral clips or golden boots. It rides on something far more enduring: character. With a family that shields him from chaos, coaches who push him with purpose, and peers who respect his hunger, Thiago is surrounded by a support system that values progress over pressure. That's the difference. That's the foundation for greatness, because greatness isn't inherited, It's earned, one pass at a time, one decision at a time, one moment at a time. And if this is just the beginning, imagine what the chapters ahead will hold. So now we ask you, will Thiago rise to rewrite football's next great story? Like this video if you believe in the next generation of greatness. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Can he live up to the legacy or build one even greater? And don't forget to subscribe, because Thiago Messi's story is far from over. If you believe Thiago Messi is more than just a successor, if you're ready to follow his rise from boy wonder to football icon, subscribe now to track the journey, celebrate the triumphs, and wander right alongside us. Like, comment, and join the conversation below. What will Thiago's No 10 look like in 10 years? Who's the rising second generation star you believe in? Share this video with fans of great stories. And stay tuned, the making of a legend is live and you're invited.